Have you ever wondered how a HubSpot Elite partner thinks about CRM migrations? Don't worry, I got you. My name is Paul Good, and I work at Rev Partners on the Playbooks team, where we build best practices for our partners. And one of the playbooks I've written is around CRM migrations and how you move your system of record from one place to another. Because at a high level, that's what a CRM migration is you live in this one place and you want to get to another place for all these other reasons. Maybe you want to upgrade your CRM from an old legacy one, I don't know, maybe called Salesforce, to a better one like HubSpot. But this can be as simple as from Google Sheet into HubSpot. And the level of complexity and how long it takes is based off of that. So let me get into some slides to show you what I mean here. We love sharing our screens here at RP, so I had some slides for you and I wanted to show you what it looks like. So yes, a CRM migration is moving this source CRM, this original source of record, to a new one. So this can be from a complicated, lethargic CRM like Salesforce to something like HubSpot, but this can be something like Google Sheets. So they range in this level of complexity of how you go about it, and how long a CRM migration will take is based off of that level of complexity. So that you can be in this very complicated Salesforce, like automations firing with all these different integrations tied in. It can take a year plus. But if you just have a simple contact import that you already have set up right in Google Sheets with emails, and you're unique and you already have all your your data set up correctly, it can take a day or even less. It's drastically dependent on how organized you are, mixed with how complex and intertwined your systems are. So let me go into what that looks like. At a high level, we have three key components that play into this. So let's use Salesforce as an example. Well, I'll have a specific video around Salesforce, but we'll use this. Let's say you want to go from Salesforce to HubSpot. There are three key elements that play into this, right? Where Salesforce has data, aka CRMs are just databases. They're just object-oriented things with contacts and companies, and in Salesforce opportunities, but that migrates into deals inside of HubSpot. So there's a one-to-one relationship there. But sometimes there isn't a perfect one-to-one relationship. A good example is leads and contacts. It's not exactly the same between the two systems. So essentially a CRM is a database, so you have to think about the different objects and the properties and what types of properties those are. The other component of this is integrations, aka CRMs are your source of truth generally for all of these different actions that happen that your team uses. So we have all the rest of this tech stack. Our tech stacks have become very big and vast in today's world. So integrations are how all of these tech stacks mix and match. And then you have to think about the timing and order of operations of how to go about these. And lastly, is probably the most hard one to understand and can take actually the longest time, is based off of just how well you're documented your standard operating procedures, aka your processes. Because you have team members who live in the CRM maybe every day. They're checking it hourly, minute by minute. We can't interrupt their flow. So we have to really understand what their flow looks like in this original source to what it looks like now in a new source. Getting into the weeds of understanding what is their daily process, and maybe the reality is you don't actually know yet. So I want to give that high level overview of how this works within any type of CRM migration. And so we have two different buckets of CRM migrations at RP. We have basic and complex. Basic is when you're talking about purely just about data. This is it primarily, remember, like a Google Sheet. Google Sheet, maybe there's a process built in with it and maybe there's integrations, but for the sake of example, we're talking purely about just generally data from a contact import into HubSpot. That would be a basic migration that could be relatively quick. When we get into complex is when we're talking about the integrations and the order of operations of how to turn ones on and off, because integrations are very intertwined with the processes that are a part of it. So I wanted to leave you with that, of thinking about how to think of CRM migrations. What they are at the end of the day is moving from one source of record to another. This can be basic or complex based off of which variables you have at play. Are you talking about just about data, or do you have your integrations and processes happening at the same time? So if it's simple, it can be from a day to maybe weeks. But if you're talking about complex, we can get into months, maybe even years, based off of how much complexity in tech stack and different processes are intertwined and how many processes are not defined. So just want to give you a high level overview, and the rest of this series, what we'll do is dive into each one of these specific ones. Well, the next video we'll talk about data, then we'll talk about integrations, then we'll talk about processes, and then we'll bring it all together. And if you're curious, let me know, drop a comment. Do you want to see something specific around Salesforce? I think you do, but let me know, because we really want to make something that makes sense for you. Until next time, team, this is Paul from Rev Partners, and we'll dive more into what data and integrations and processes look like on individual in the future videos. Until next time, peace.